So you're a businesswoman. You're an
Yeah,
entrepreneur. Tell
yeah.
us why you started this business. What is it about, and why you started it?
Okay, so my business is basically about recycling, upcycling, and just making fun craft things. Initially, when I started it, it wasn't a business. I was just doing it for the fun of it, and because I really like craft, and I started like to make my own things and use my creativity in my own way. But then my friend advised me that I should I should start a business because the products were so good. So I took the advice and I prolonged for a while, and then eventually I started it with the support of my friends, of course.
So what was the trigger that made you actually decide to start selling it?
Valentine's Day, my one of my really close friend has a store, and she was asking us to make these cards so that we could sell it for Valentine's Day. So that was a trigger because she asked, and then I realized, hey, I could really do this, and then I just stepped out and just did one, and it started flowing and coming in, and I got more support, and it just blossomed in that month of February.
Hold on a second, Janelle. I just want to make, I don't know why this thing keeps happening this afternoon. Maybe because I'm helping my brothers and sisters in Guyana. But the sound, let me just make, hold on a second.
Okay.
And thanks to my good friend Esther in the chat room. All right, go ahead. So, all right. So tell us, it's called Everything Handmade. How did you come up with that name?
I was basically driving down the road and I was thinking about the name and I said, hey, everything handmade because I want everything to be handmade or handcrafted. And I think that's what makes it unique and exceptional because we take the time to sit and do everything with our hands. Despite however long it takes, how many hours, I want it to be handmade.
You,
So
you
I just
said
said
we.
everything handmade pretty much describes it.
You said we. How many of you are involved in this?
Well, it's my business, but I had input and support from my friends.
Oh, okay.
I was talking with them all the time. Well, throughout the process.
Okay. So, where do you see this going in 5 years?
The business?
Yes.
Well, my hope or my aspiration for it is that one day I'll get my own craft shop where I can sell everything handmade, of course. So I'd say to establish a business, a physical location where people can go to or where it can be identified as mine. And I want to create some sort of program or implement something whereby I can have myself and team train or train the younger ones or younger persons that are interested in craft and recycling stuff, but they don't really have that um, that exposure or they don't really have the opportunity. So I'd want to create some mentorship program or something that persons can come and they can learn the skill where we can nurture their talent and just give it life.
What are some things you make?
So far, we made a Valentine's Day card line, and I made a line of mirrors and wine bottles, pretty much. So the cards, the mirrors, and the wine bottle.
And your market, do you have a ready market for these cards and for these products?
Yeah, well, when I made the first line, which was in February, the business was really good. It we just went right into it, and we had good sales and good returns. And the market isn't that big. Of course, I'm still advertising and hoping that more people can hear about us and so on. But it's good so far.
And why did you actually decide that, look, I want to do, well, you said your friend encouraged you because you were doing this as a hobby. But for young people who are thinking about getting into business, what is one thing that you have discovered about this process that you feel would be a good advice to other young folks?
Um, Well, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a student as well. So a lot of my time comes with balancing my work time and my school time and play time and all these things. So that's like the one challenge for me to distribute my time efficiently and effectively in everything that I do. But other than that, business wise, it would be like marketing and advertising and promoting, because all these things take time and money. So you need that push, or you need that support system to definitely guide you and back you.
So tell us this. Someone from Trinidad is tuned into this show tonight and said, "Okay, I need 1,000 cards." Would you be what would you need to do to produce 1,000 cards?
Definitely more labor, more time, but it can be done.
You're confident?
Actually, when in February when I started, I did have a few persons contact me internationally in the Caribbean and even in America, and ordered cars that I sent to them.
What was that like? Was it difficult shipping it to them? What was that process like?
No, well, it was very simple. I just made the cars, and they had someone uplift it in
Okay.
Guyana and took it back to the States and to the Caribbean.
And cost wise, are your cards reasonable for the local market?
Yes.
Yeah. What
Yes.
what are we looking at in terms of pricing?
Well, all the cars I made for Valentine's Day, and even the ones I'm making right now, which are birthday cars, they're all under 2,000.
And that's how much for us. $1, $2.
Pardon?
That's how much for us in US. You
10 US.
10 US is under 10 US. Okay. And what type of feedback have you gotten when you were selling these cards?
All good.
Yeah.
I don't recall a bad one or a negative one. All good. And I only advertise on Facebook, of course. I have an Instagram page, but I didn't really upload any. But among my friends and colleagues and family on Facebook, all good responses.
So if again, so this particular person in Trinidad or Barbados or even in England listening to you now and they want to get some cards, how would they find you?
Well, they can contact me on Facebook. My name is Jenel Roberts, and there's the Everything Handmade Facebook page as well, where you can find the number, my personal number, and the email address for the business, and my personal email address.
So far, Jenel, what do you enjoy about being an entrepreneur?
Making money. I should say making my own money.
What are your friends saying to you when the same friends who encouraged you to start selling your product? What are they saying now to you?
They're excited for me and they're proud of me and so on. So they don't really say much, but they show it.
Now, you're a third-year student. So when you graduate, do you plan to continue being an entrepreneur or look for employment?
All my life.
Sorry?
I plan to be it all my life.
All your life?
Yes.
What is the appeal?
Pardon?
What is the appeal? Why? Why not go and work for someone?
I feel like it besides making the money and besides getting my creativity and art out there, it's a way of having some sort of impact and influence in my generation, and just letting other young people know that anything is possible, and as long as you believe in yourself and you nurture your talents and gifts and skills, it can grow and it can flourish.
You wouldn't by chance happen to have a sample of anything there with you, right?
Yes.
You do?
It's coming.
Okay. Awesome.
I'll have to step aside from the camera so it can be seen because it's so big. This is a mirror that I made.
Wow. Can you
Actually toilet paper rolls.
Are you see? Wow.
Yes. And these are the sticks that we buy the kebabs on, and of course the mirror. So it's just one mirror here.
Where did you get that idea from, Jenel?
Well, I always wanted to make flower stuff like these, and then I one day I had these rolls, and I said, just let me cut it and try to do something. As a matter of fact, I was trying to use the bare cardboard to make it into shapes like this, but it was so difficult. So I thought if I had something that I could get the same size and the same consistency, then I'll use that. And then I got the toilet paper rolls and started asking everyone to keep them for me.
Again, this is the third. Is this the only stuff you have? You don't have any card.
No, I
Okay.
didn't bring any,
Thank
unfortunately.
you, Janelle. That's beautiful. Again, I'm hearing this one thread, common thread among the three of you, and that is cooperation.
Uh huh.
What would you like to tell the older generation? What would you like to tell non-Guyanese about how you young people get along? Because it seems to me that you have no problems with communicating with each other and soliciting each other's assistance and to help you to accomplish anything. What would you like to say to us? Because, some people are thinking, well, young people, they're just all over the place
Mm-hmm.
and, they just seem to be and have a sense of entitlement
Mm-hmm.
and, they don't really care about anybody else and they're not really cooperative. But that's not what I'm hearing.
No.
And you guys don't really necessarily, you know Gomin, but not necessarily Samantha. Yet there's this common thread. What can you say to us?
I'd say that just believe in us, know that we're focused and committed, that we can be disciplined and determined, and just support us. We have talents and dreams and skills too that can be invested in and supported, and you can support. So
Mhm.
I'd like to say that not all young people are scattered and all over the place, but there are some of us who are actually going after our dreams and want to become a change in the world or want to influence and impact the world and influence and impact our fellow peers and our generation. So I'd say take us seriously.
Take you seriously.
Yeah.
Uh, Esther in the chat room said, "Beautiful. I love this young lady's enthusiasm and creativity, and very well
Thank you.
and very well spoken too. I wish her all the best."
Thank you.
Um, Another thing is discipline. I spoke to Samantha earlier. She has a um, technology business, web development, and web and app development, and so on. And she is all about the customer, and it's all about delivering on time.
Mhm.
Are you this way too? Do you believe that the customer is important to deliver on time?
Yes, I actually take my customers very seriously and I value them so much. Because it's because of them the business can grow and be referred to other people and all these things. So customers are a big deal.
Will any of us, if we do attend the 50th, see some of your stuff on display anywhere? Is that possible?
Well, right now I can't say, but I definitely have the hope and aspiration that it can be done. Yes, so I'm definitely working towards that.
What are some of the things, Janelle, you are hearing? Some of the ideas you are seeing among your colleagues, your other young friends? What are some other business ideas you're seeing?
In Guyana,
Yes, among young people.
okay, well, recently we had the Women in Business Expo at Pegasus, and I went there, and it was great because I got to see it's not just me or the people in my circle, but there's so many other young entrepreneurs and people, young Guyanese that are starting business and coming up with new ideas and creating something that can be used and can make a difference or impact in your life. And I didn't know, so it was really good for me to see. And I see businesses growing and new businesses being created every day, and it's really good that we're taking that step.
Um, if you had, if you could be assisted or But how can anyone, whether it's people, business persons in the private sector or the government or in the diaspora, how can they help you? In what way?
I think one of the main things would be fundings and just to facilitate a process that gives us the opportunity to establish our business or cause our businesses to grow. So I definitely say something like funding or where there's some program or something that they implement that we recognize or known or just promoted.
Are there many young people like yourself in business?
Many, mm, I'd say yes. I
Yeah.
don't know all, but the ones that I know, I'd say it's definitely an amount or a quantity that is more than enough to be noticed and recognized.
Well, what inspires you?
I'd say words.
Words inspire you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm very wordy, and I like writing. I like hearing words and reading, and just everything about words.
So your cards reflect that, I guess.
Yes, actually, the cards, I take the time to write all the words that I put in the inside, whether it's birthday or Valentine's Day, because I want it to be my words as well. So that also gives me an opportunity to showcase my writing. One day, I intend to write a book.
You intend to write a book.
Yes.
Hmm. Good luck, and I wish you all the best on that. That's a very good idea. Um, what would you say since you started this business? People ideas come a dime a dozen, or opinions, I should say. People are always giving opinions and telling us what to do and what not to do. I'm sure you probably have gotten some advice, good advice along the way. But what is one of the worst advice someone could have ever given you?
I don't think I had any bad advice.
Hmm. Okay.
No, yeah, that just goes to show that my circle is pretty good.
I was just about to say that you young
Yeah.
people are smarter than your older generations because you make sure that you keep tight circles of
Yeah,
like-minded
I have,
people.
I have, actually, I have a very small circle, and
Or
we're really close. And so most of my advice, and they were the only ones that knew about the business idea and knew that I was going to launch it and so on. So I said my circle is pretty small and tight, and we all support each other. So no bad advice.
what books, I should ask you, what books or who motivates you to be an entrepreneur?
What motivates me?
No, no, no. What books do you read any books that might have motivated you to be
Um,
an entrepreneur or just people?
no, no, just because my friend said that the card was so good and I should make it into business. Honestly, that's the only thing.
During this process, Janelle, what was the most exciting moment for you? What do you remember you pausing to yourself and saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this has happened"?
When I was selling the cards for Valentine's Day, and everyone was giving me such great feedback and messaging me back on Facebook, telling me they loved it and they were just in awe and in wonder of the products. I'd say those moments were how much they were satisfied and how much they loved it.
How long it takes you to make one of these cards?
Depending on the details of the cards, some could take like an hour, some 2 hours, some 3 hours. The
What?
time varies because it depends on the details. Sometimes you have to sit there and stick really small things. So it can take a while or it can be a short while.
Oh, I wish you had one of these cards to show us.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Have you ever thought of quitting?
No, so far no.
Oh.
Because I think the thing that keeps me going also is because I like craft and I like that every time I sit down to make a card, I get to explore my mind and my imagination and make something new. So it's because I have that innate desire and passion for it. So I've never thought about quitting,
How
not
long you
one time.
started?
Pardon?
How long ago you started?
Um, like 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, because every
Oh,
time I go to buy a card, I never find something to really say what I want to say to that person. or the right words. And then I kept complaining why I can't find anything to suit me, why there's nothing satisfying to me. And then I just said, you know what? I'll make my own card and write my own words. And that's how it started. Yeah, so I
I'm
started like giving to my dad and my friends and just making small handmade cards that I would write in. Now we type the words into the card, or we type and print and then paste it in. But back then I was just writing my words in.
what is most fascinating to you, or what is most rewarding about this? Is it making the money? Is it seeing people happy? The feedback? What is most rewarding about this whole thing for you?
I'd say what's most rewarding for me is my personal satisfaction and fulfillment that I'm doing something that I love or something that I enjoy doing. So that's the most rewarding thing for me because like I said before, I'm passionate about it. It's something that I like, and I don't find often that you find people that do stuff that they really truly love and that they enjoy doing. Most times you just do things because this is what you have to do or because of the money or because, just because of circumstances in life, you end up doing that. But when you can find something that you truly enjoy and it satisfies you and fulfills you, then I think that's good.